It's Spacey Sims, and we're back with more Piofiore. And we're just continuing where we left off. We're in chapter 9, so we might get our ending today. I don't know. We'll see, because whatever. But shit's gonna go down, and all of our wonderful dreams, the way it ended in the last chapter. Look, there's our man harem. They're all like, we're here for you, Spacey. Oh, it's all gonna get shot to hell, isn't it? Everybody's gonna fucking die. You know what? I'm gonna be so pissed. Anyway. I turned in bed and woke up unexpectedly. Being that I went to sleep late, I saw the time on the clock pointed to the noon hour. I tried to recall what Orlok told me. I'll let Sister Sophia know what's going on. You stay in your room and rest until night. Not being up and active during the day was an odd feeling. Fortunately, I wasn't as tired as I thought. Maybe it was because of the anticipation. Nicola didn't tell everyone that he remembered who Righton was. I suppose he didn't want memories or feelings to get in everyone's way. A certain figure appeared in my mind as I thought about tonight. I mumbled his name. Oh. Henry. He was suffering. I knew that very clearly. Is she going to get clued in? But that was why I needed to stop him. I can't have him go through any more suffering. I clasped my hands together tightly to pray. Does she... But it feels like... Okay, that's weird, because she's like, I can't have him go through any more suffering. Are you like... That's a weird phrasing, because it almost sounds like, I can't have him suffer anymore, so we need to help him so that he stops suffering. Like you know that Henry is Righton is direttore. Right? But she can't possibly, because there was never the dawn where it was like, oh my god, what? And what wouldn't she be like, oh my god, Henry's right? So she's saying it, and it almost makes it sound like she knows that the three of them are the same person, and yet at the same time she doesn't. So like it's like, we have to stop direttore so that Henry doesn't suffer anymore. But Henry, why would you think that he's suffering in any relation to this? I guess it's just, hates the mafia in the town is going through some shit and he's already suffering, and you're just thinking that, like, he's already suffering and then the bullshit going on in this town is just making it worse. But it's just really weird. Like, because she doesn't know who he is yet. So it's just an odd choice of words, Anyway. Unless, they're trying to give you the, like, well, maybe deep down she's realized, and just it hasn't dawned on her yet. I don't know. I clasped my hands together tightly to pray. The plan would begin its first phase shortly. Well, here we go. A while before the bosses attacked, members from each family came together to prepare. Boss said that everyone chose those who were talented and had special skills. I'd better do my best to make sure the boss won't regret choosing me for the mission. I guess we're Leo. That's what we should have read. Our reconnaissance team is back. It seems like the factory is still running. It looked like we needed to change our plans already. We looked at each other and nodded. There were 20 workers in a few black suits. What? Okay, I'm sorry. Like, you're like, Lee. Okay, we're putting all the heavy... And then here's Oliver. Wait, Gil, why did you send Oliver here? What is he gonna do? Legal talk him to death? I mean, let me tell you something. Legalese is boring as fuck. So, like, you the party of the third party, and the party of the second party, and the part, and they're like, you could just bore them to death with legal speak. I mean, Oliver, what the fuck? I've never seen Oliver touch a weapon, so, like... And this. I'm not skilled at combat, so I want to reconfirm. Are you sure we can detain all of them? He's like... what am I doing here? The game is like, we should put Oliver, and we haven't seen him enough, and we all love him. But, like, this is not the place for him. This wasn't the place for me. It's definitely not the place for Oliver. I'm just saying. I might be slightly tougher than Oliver, all I'm saying. He is just not meant for this. He's Gil's right-hand man, but, like, not like that. Holy shit. If we can hurt them, then yes. The foul zone in the Visconti will make sure that none of the workers escape. The remaining... Fine. The louse shoe will handle the black suits. Faye, Lon, Let at least one of them live.
Okay, but we can hurt him, right?
Sure thing! These two, yes, they belong here. Oliver does not. Good, but don't hurt that one person. Aw, what a pain. Is the Lao Shu always like this? Yeah, I felt like I was being tense for nothing hearing their conversation. Yeah, I took a deep breath to calm myself as I proceeded to draw my gun. Don't get hurt, Leo. Please don't get fucking hurt. If you get hurt off screen, I'm gonna fucking be mad. The Lao Shu twins were stronger than I thought. Most of the workers weren't harmed and we stopped them from escaping. The black suits, I think one is still alive. As Lee continued yelling at the twins, Oliver and I located the printing plate. This should do it. Gilbert and the others can storm the casino now without any worry. He didn't look so good, though. Why are they still printing the bills at a time like this? Nickel and the girl escaped from here, so the Direttore should have known that we would hit this place. But there was no notable sign of resistance. Hey. Lee called us from behind. He must have gotten the twins away. We got one of them to spill. Seems like they were told that this place wouldn't be hit. That doesn't make any sense at all. So we let them stay here knowing we would attack. Maybe it's to let us get rid of them. He's planning to end everything? No one was able to answer Oliver's quiet, yet eerie question. Oh god. Direttore is gonna go down in a blaze. I told you Henry was gonna fucking die. The plan would begin its first phase shortly, which is that. Welcome, everyone. Oh, this is the last time we might see him alive. Just basking his beautiful. Just go up and touch him on the face. Sorry, you're gonna have to die, beautiful. We came to the casino under the guise of having our meeting here. The casino's director greeted us with his usual, overly formal gestures. I am very pleased to see all of you at the same time. How rare indeed. And welcome, Senorita. I'm wondering how he changed his voice, because you know it's not the same, he didn't do the same voice. You know? He smiled gently at me, because otherwise we'd be like, I recognize your voice. I could tell he would say no more to me. I greeted him with silence. I understood very well that I couldn't talk to him now, despite knowing who he was. But do you know? This is my confusion, right? It's because of that thing she said earlier with I can't let him suffer anymore. She's thinking about Henry. But nowhere has it pointed out that Henry and Wrighton are the same person. Okay? There's nowhere, we know that, but nowhere has it been clear to her that they're the same person. Is she saying when she's doing this, knowing who he is, knowing that he's Chloe's brother, or knowing that he's Henry? Because you shouldn't know he's Henry. But the game makes it sound like she knows who he is. But if it all of a sudden she's like, Henry, I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. And it's but if you act like you knew he was Henry, I'm going to question where the fuck did you get that information? Because even if she pieced it together and was like, oh my god, wait a minute. That should have been a revelation that we should have seen somewhere, and we have never seen that. We've gotten the pieces, and we've had that revelation, but she has never had that moment. So I'm sure it's just she's saying it as I know who he is. Not yet, bitch. We're so exactly. We're supposed to be ha ha ha. No, you don't. But it's just, it's strange. My brain is did the game completely just forget that wasn't a thing? I don't know. I'm sure it's just she thinks, oh, he's Chloe's brother, and then when he's unmasked, she's gonna be like, Henry! He's gonna be like, no, that's right. And she's like, no, that's Henry. He's my boyfriend. I love him. What? Oh, how sweet. You love me. I love you too. But I'm going to die now. Basically how this is going. Okay, anyway. Spoiled the ending for you. Look. If he manages to make it out here alive, I'd be shocked. Dante looked at the Direttore with his clear, azure eyes. Direttore, no. Wrighton. We have proof. Okay, so that's it. You abducted the Falzone's underboss and a civilian and attempted to murder them. Your factory producing the counterfeit should be under our control by now. You've committed enough crimes to be put behind bars. The Tortoise laughter came out as if he'd been holding it in all along. This would be a good scene. This chapter would be a good place to come back and do like our voice acting and like watch the scene so we can hear all of them and go back and forth. Proof! So you wish to have me punished under this country's judicial system? Oh no, but that's impossible. The Kingdom of Italy will not allow me to stand in front of a court. The scandal of a government official dabbling in counterfeiting cannot be made public. Doing so would only place the country under international scrutiny. The Direttore calmly responded to Dante's accusation. I am aware we'll not be relying on this country's system. Berlone's ruled by the Mafia. We'll be the ones to judge you. Oh, you're gonna die. Oh, Henry, I love you and I'm gonna miss you. Well then. The Direttore gracefully bowed his head and spoke in a polite manner. Do you finally understand why you're all involved? And the events that led you to this situation? You think we murdered your sister, but we didn't. You said it before yourself. Revenge. I mean, she should have included him with some of the things that Henry said, but again, if she knows and she's like, Henry, like, I just feel like the moment that clicked for her, it should have been like, the fuck? You know? And not this, like, it just happened and then we don't get told. It's very weird, so. Why, yes. That's absolutely correct. The Direttore's smile disappeared. His polite mannerism slowly faded into a cold and bitter voice. I can't wait to our romance ending where we can run away with him. You killed my sister, and the Falzone and the Mafia that nests in Berlone. My parents were killed by that idiotic key maiden fantasy as well. She was swayed by Silvio's sweet words, then later betrayed, leading to her death. Okay, your sister went goddamn fucking crazy. That's really no one's fault, but that's not true. I intervened with a loud voice. Chloe wasn't killed by the Falzones. No, Chloe was killed by them. The Direttore coldly refuted my attempt to explain. She was killed by the Mafia in a world she should never have entered. A world rife with guns, knives, poison. Dante Gill and everyone else frowned, hearing his words. Whoa, whoa, whoa! We do not fucking use poison! Guns and knives, yes, but poison? Fuck no! That's poisonous for pussies. Poison is for the people who don't want you to know that they fucking killed you, but I will put a gun to your forehead and I will blow your brains out. You'll see my face when you die, bitch. That's how the Mafia works. Poison? What the fuck? We have standards in the Mafia, okay? Chloe died falling from a cliff. The Direttore should know that himself. He continued as if we weren't standing in front of him. And this is ridiculous. Oh. If this ridiculous Falzone blood and lore of the relic didn't exist, if there were no key maiden, then Chloe wouldn't have died. Kinda true. I'll not forgive the Falzone, criminals who sin in the name of violence and profit. I detest the very existence of the Mafia. Can kind of understand the feeling, okay? Yes, I detest the Mafia, and this very town for accepting them. Okay. I mean, I'm with you there. I can understand, like, I hate the Mafia and this town needs to go. Okay, but, like... But your hate for the Mafia is totally misplaced here. But, I mean, I clenched my fist tight. No one was saying a word. The Direttore was speaking quietly, but his words were filled with hatred. You all need to learn how despicable and unwelcome you are. There's no such thing as a criminal who's respected and loved by the people. No matter how honorable you say you are, you'll always be criminals. You'll be tried by the law and expelled from this place. The Direttore took a deep breath. I'm just extremely disappointed, by the way, that, like, I'm pretty sure all of those other CGs are not all fucking Henry CGs, because we get 2 in his route, and we'll probably get 1 in his little happy ending, so it's 3. So there's still several others, and I'm like, I guarantee you, it's probably going to be like, thanks for finishing the game, unlocking thing. So we'll get that, and then maybe some, but it's like, Excuse me. Everyone else got like 30 CGs. Why the fuck does Henry get the shaft? Because I fucking love him. I'm just saying, we could have done some more fucking Direttore / Henry CGs. It would have just made my day. Maybe one with him as Direttore? Beautiful one in the mask. I'm just saying. Maybe we'll get one in this before we go on, but and my hope is dashed that we're going to get a lot of CG. Sad. Anyway. The Direttore took a deep breath. He looked strangely tired. Nothing will change, even if I fail. You all have tested the limits of this country, and they've decided to eliminate you. Soon, all the Mafia families will go extinct. Nice try. It's only a matter of when. Yang looked at the Direttore with cold eyes, seemingly uninterested. That was a long speech. Yang then gave an eerie smile and looked at Dante. What's your call, Falzone? Will you let this poor, foolish soul escape? I could see this country bringing him down without any further effort from us. Although, it wouldn't be difficult to dispose of him within the shadows. He will die. It's only a matter of when. Yang, bravo. Dante looked at Gil. Gil nodded calmly at Dante as he began to speak. I'll leave it to you, Dante. You're the one tied to the Key Maiden. Nicola hadn't said a word ever since we arrived at the casino. Orlok was standing next to me and waiting for Dante's call. Dante took a breath. Oh, God. He pointed his gun at Direttore. We are the Mafia. Everything you've said we know. For as many people respect us, there's an equal number of those who hate us. That's always been, and will not change. The Direttore said nothing, but smiled ironically. We'll never be truly welcomed by the masses, but we'll live regardless of our sins. That's the way of honorable men. You crossed into our territory, and now you'll need to pay. This country will have no say in your fate. I'll determine that as head of the Falzone family, protecting this land. Accept your fate for going against the Mafia. This is gonna hurt when Dante kills him and then we find out he's Henry. Dante slowly pulled the trigger. Then suddenly... Damn, the timing! The fucking timing! Bravo, timing! With a roar, the casino began to shake violently. What? Orlok quickly covered me from the debris falling from the ceiling. Dante calmly fired his gun at the Direttore amidst the rumbling. Oh. He laughed like a madman. The bullet hit the Direttore. It seemed it was simply lodged into his flesh. He was still standing, bleeding. Enjoy that hatred while you can. You'll all perish. It will come. It must. In response to his mad laughter, a large section of the ceiling came falling down. The ceiling collapsed around him, hiding him amid the debris and dust. Only his laughter could be heard. I mean, this literally sounds like something the Phantom of the Casino would do. I'm just saying. Dante kept his gun raised and slowly approached the fallen rubble. Don't follow. You won't be able to return. Dante hesitantly put his gun away. It's so amazing that Direttore was timing this. I'm ready. Either that, he must have had something like a detonator or something, right? Because the second Dante goes to fire, he presses that button. The timing could not have been more spot on. There is no way. I set the detonator for 16 minutes because I knew my speech, and then what? Damn! Dante slowly pulled the trigger. Boom! Damn, Dante, that's a powerful gun you got there. You blew the place up. It's coming down! Run! Gil called out to everyone as he pulled me by the shoulders. As Orlok predicted, the ceiling completely collapsed behind us. Finally, the laughter was heard no more. It's he's just trapped in there. Are you okay? Somehow. Somehow. It was Nicola, sorry. We took a moment to catch our breath as the sounds of the explosions continued. You must have planted more explosives. The whole casino will collapse at this rate. Is he trying to take us with him? Selfish. You gotta love Trash Bando. You have to love him. He's like so snarky. He's like, he'll die eventually. Slap your lines right back at you. Guess he doesn't expect us to escape. Our lives aren't so cheap that we'd share the rest with the likes of him. Our lives aren't so cheap that we would share the rest with the rest of our lives with. Okay, makes sense. It was just, I read it weird, but agreed. Let's go. I lost my balance a bit. Orlok quickly caught me in his arms. Space, cover your mouth with this. You don't want to burn your throat. The casino began to rock forcefully. Run! I can't believe that Piofiore would try to kill me. I guess I was just collateral damage to him. Everyone sprinted toward the exit. Everyone but Henry. Ah! I just imagine people there. Wait. Yang calmly stopped us as we ran away from the fire behind us. I wouldn't go that way. Not that I'd stop any of you. Huh? Nicola mumbled in agreement as he held his side in pain. With the open space in front of us, there's room for a stronger fire to come through. The airflow here is good, meaning that if another explosion occurs in that corridor, we'll be bathed in a sea of fire and roast until we're well done. Yeah, just cut to the chase. Which way do we go? This way. Got it. Not that way, so the only other way. A third explosion. Flames burst forth in the direction we were about to run through. Gil looked back at the flames and whistled in awe. Good call. Guess Yang's worth something after all. See, we're all still friends. It's beautiful. But Henry's dead, but are you all right, Space? And we never learned who he was. Yes. I mean, we know he's Righton, but we don't know that Henry and Righton are the same person. That was never explained to her, and I just feel... You know what I mean? Plus, I feel like if she knew, like, say in that moment early, in the very first part of this, the very beginning of this part, when she was like, Henry's suffering and blah, blah, blah. If she knew Henry was Righton, she would have said something like, Henry, don't do this. Like, I know you're hurting him, whatever. But she was like, no, that's not true. And then, like, there was never any explanation. Like, there would have been more, like, her trying to convince him, you know, than there was. So I can't, if they get out of here and she's like, oh, Henry and Righton were the same person. Like she knew, I'm going to be a little disappointed in the game for, like, the fact that that was never made, like, she should have had a moment and we should have been there to witness it, which we never were. So, anyway. We'd be a laughingstock if they found all the Mafia bosses burned to death together. For the sake of the Mafia's pride, all of us need to survive. Yes, for the sake of my man harem, I agree. You said it. I won't die, though I can't speak for all of you. Just be quiet already. You're gonna burn your throat. The situation can't be any worse, but they were conversing like usual. It was apparent that they all had faced many deadly situations like this before. I don't really think they've been running out of a burning and exploding casino. I just feel like that's like a never-in-a-lifetime thing that you want to experience. Like, if you happen to experience it, it would be like a once-in-a-lifetime event that you would never, ever want to do again. And I don't think anyone... I would prefer to die, be on my deathbed and be like, yep, never had to run escaping a burning, exploding casino. Awesome. Good for me. That's not something that's on a bucket list of things you want to do. So I'm just saying, deadly situations like this before? Probably not. I'm just saying. Deadly situations, yes. But exactly like this? Seeing them acting normally, I could somehow maintain my calm amidst the chaos. My heart was beating with a frenzy, but I wasn't scared of the searing heat or the roar of the explosions. I'm worried that we're running around in circles and we can't get the fuck out. Somebody break a window. People were gathering. They watched as the casino was consumed in flames. It appeared that most of the casino patrons were able to escape. Most. After a meeting with the Direttore, each family's men helped to get everyone out safely. This must be the end. Dante's words resounded in my mind as I looked at the flames lighting the night sky. We received word that the counterfeiting plates had been secured soon after the fire. The casino was used to launder the counterfeit bills, but now all had been lost. As the mastermind was engulfed in the fire, the whole incident came to an end. Revenge conspired by a poor soul who lost his sister. It was the truth behind the counterfeiting scheme that affected countless people. But she still doesn't know, and then she's like never sees Henry again, and then does she get clued in? The long night had finally ended. The morning sun rose from the eastern sky. It's sad because you're like, she just doesn't know whatever happened to him. It's like he just disappeared, and then she's like, did Henry just disappear? Unless, yeah, it's like she has no fucking clue what happened to him. Wow. This is actually a shorter part than I thought. The Direttore's body couldn't be found from among the burned remains at the casino. Oh, he ain't dead! Shit! But his crimes were made public to the people. The chaos that had racked Berlone slowly dissipated. What are you going to tell them? That Wrighton, what was her name? Lawton? Whatever her name was. Wrighton, Lawson, or whatever the fuck Chloe's last name was that, or Sebastiano Gallier. And then he's like, Henry Jones? Hey, nice to meet. But if he's not dead, like, I don't know. The chaos that had ransacked Berlone slowly dissipated. So my hope is true. Henry will come and but Nicola knows who Henry is. That's the only disappointing part. So Henry can't even join the man harem happily ever after with us all together because Nicola's like, right, you son of a bitch. That's Henry, you shut up. They may look, shut up, Nicola. His name is Henry. Smacks Nicola. You shut up, this is Henry in the man harem and I don't want to hear another word from you. My harem, my rules. You know what I mean? We'll get him therapy. It'll be fine. He's Henry now. Shh. He's in the witness protection program in the mafia. We found out later that Gil's trials were rigged by the Direttore. The trial was held again, and this time Gil was able to defend himself and clear his name. They shouldn't have even had to do another trial. They would have been like, it was rigged, and yeah, now that we know Direttore is guilty of all this, Gil is obviously innocent. The rebellion against the Mafia subsided following the verdict of Gil's innocence. The Mafia gradually returned to being both feared and respected by the people. This is literally the perfect happy ending, except for poor Henry is dead. The church recognized the Falzone's efforts, acknowledging their rightful guardianship of this land. Sebastiano Gallier had used a government-run facility to distribute counterfeit bills that he had produced illegally. The church protested the government's involvement, and the matter was settled in private. As a result, the land was able to remain free from the government as it was before. I mean, and that's true, because he works for the government, so he's doing something shady and you're going to blame the entire government for one person's actions? Like, granted, in the current environment we live in, one politician is shady. There's a fuck ton that are shady and in his pocket too, okay? It's not just a one-person deal. But, like, in this, it's like, whoa, the government didn't know that he was doing all of this because of his fucking rage boner for the Mafia, because of his, like, could have absolutely, sure, did he have other people maybe helping him? Absolutely, in all reality. But, like, for the sake of this, it's like, he did this all on his fucking own, and he used his position in the government to ensure that he would get away with it, and that's bullshit. Hold him to a higher standard, you know what I'm saying? So. Despite that, the Kingdom of Italy was already moving to get rid of the Mafia. Berlone's extraterritorial rights, no one knew how long they would actually stay in effect. I could only hope the town would remain as it should be for as long as possible. I wonder if we get another, like, ending. You know what I mean? Like, in 1926, do we get, like, a branch off of this? I'm sure we get a branch off Henry's romance ending where he's actually not dead, so. And so, I returned to my normal life, thinking back on all that had happened. The church was busy preparing for Christmas.
Sneeze, where should I put this?
Oh, I think it should be on the church doors.
Sis, what's that? It looks so pretty.
Well, why don't you all help out? We're going to decorate the entrance.
Yeah, I want to help.
Elena hurried out to the church with the kids in tow. I was getting the sweets bagged for the people who would be coming for Mass.
Space, how are things going?
I'm almost done. I'll make sure they're ready on time.
Let me help you.
Sister Sophia stood next to me to help bag the sweets.
This may be the busiest Christmas I've ever seen. I never thought a bishop would ever visit Boulogne for consolation.
I smiled, seeing Sister Sophia remark as if she couldn't believe what was happening.
Hey there!
Marco, Roberto, thank you for coming. He still looks angry. I love him. Oh, Roberto. Pats on shoulder. It's okay. Berlin's police force was being stationed around the church for his visit. Roberto returned a nod while saying nothing. I didn't expect that. Most of the time, Roberto wouldn't acknowledge me, even when I spoke to him, because he doesn't want to admit how in love with you he is. It's kind of cute if you think about it. A little creepy, because he's a little, standoffish and angry. And you think he's going to be the one that kidnaps you and locks you in a basement somewhere because, because he's very angry is all I'm saying. But, so I wouldn't be surprised. But, and he's totally in love and obsessed with you. And we've seen us go crazy in Nicola's route. Look, everybody's a little fucking crazy. Every one of these motherfuckers. Anyway.
Too bad we're only guarding outside the church grounds. Wouldn't have minded hearing Bishop Rosberg's speech.
Marco stared at the church for a moment with a bitter smile.
Well, call us if you got anything.
Yes, and thank you so much. I like how we get to see everybody. I waved my hands as I watched them returning to their positions. A short while later, a car stopped in front. Buongiorno! Oh, I meant Buon Natale? Merry Christmas in Italian. Buon Natale. I don't know if that's how you say it, but anyway. I greeted the visitors with a smile. I was going to say, that some of our boyfriends, I love this ending. It's going to be everybody at their best. And then Henry will stop by the church, don't tell anyone who's here, and then it'll be like, oh, look, he's not dead. I can hope, okay? Buon Natale, Space. I don't know how to say that. That! Merry Christmas to you, too! Whatever it is. I'm so happy you're here. The mass being held today was very special. I am so happy that both of you... Look at them! Come into my man harem, that's a church. It's weird, but you know what? Sometimes... Everyone knows that the Mafia attended the mass on this day. Nicola, are you feeling better? Not bad, I suppose. I'm being worked the same as before, at least.
He's lying. Nicola keeps working even though I keep telling him to stop.
Dante looked out at the people waiting to enter the church. We're only getting in everyone's way, and we'll talk after Mass. Yes, I'll see you later. A few moments passed after the Falzone family entered the church. If fucking Yang and the twins show up, I'm gonna die.
Hey there, Space.
Buon Natale? I don't know how to say that! Stop saying it! Merry Christmas. Merry fucking Christmas! Merry Christmas, Gil! Oliver! I'm just saying Merry Christmas because I don't know how to say it, so. Natale? Buon Natale? I don't know. I don't know if that's how you say it, and I'm going to butcher it, so anyway. I greeted the new guests with a smile. It's quite cold today. Might even snow. That's not Oliver's voice. I don't know. Yes, it really is cold. I'm just so happy that we get to see all of our boyfriends. Just hurting everyone in. I don't want you to catch cold, Oliver. You should go inside. It's warmer. I'll do that. I heard that Oliver pulled a lot of strings to get Gil properly tried in court. Maybe that was why he looked a bit thinner than before. Oh. We'll have to feed him. Gil? Oliver stepped inside, but Gil stood there and didn't move. I looked up at him curiously.
Well, I was just thinking it's been a while since I saw you like this.
I think you're right. I'm just a normal girl again. I hadn't seen or spoken with them for a while now. Oh, I miss my boyfriends.
You have some time later? I'd like to talk with you for a bit.
Sure, I've been wanting to talk to you too. I love this ending. Again, I lament Direttore and Henry being dead and all, but I still love this ending. This is my man harem ending. Shut up. Can't convince me otherwise. Gil smiled and headed inside. Nobody died! Except for Henry, but nobody else died!
Merry Christmas!
That's English, Lon. This is Italy.
I know that much. So rude.
Lon, hey, you came? I thought God's house was open to everyone. I'm assuming that includes us as well. I told you they were gonna fucking show up, I knew it. Yang? I hadn't expected to see Lon or Faye here, but Yang's presence was even more shocking. We have to have a fucking merry goddamn harem Christmas. And don't be so surprised. I came here because I'm just curious what all the fuss is about. You're gonna fucking love Christmas, okay? I wasn't sure if he meant it in a good or bad way.
He's just saying that because he wants to see you.
See, everybody loves me, and this is my man harem ending. Shut up. I'm so excited. Oh, come now. That can't be. And Yanks, it's my man harem ending. Shut up, guys. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry tears of joy. There are moments in the game where you're like, I might actually cry because I'm sad. No, I might actually cry because I'm so happy. I have so many fucking issues. Huh? Oh, wait a minute. Are you serious, Yang? Yang smiled as he usually did, and without answering me, walked inside the church. I watched as the twins snickered playfully as they followed behind Yang. Mass was about to start, and finally the people from the church appeared. Bishop Rosberg has arrived.
It's Orlok! You came to Mass too? Why are you with Bishop Rosberg?
Now everyone, mind your manners! Bishop Rosberg glanced at me, but other people's eyes were on us. He quietly walked past me. I'm back. Orlok whispered into my ear. Welcome home, Orlok. Oh, my boys are back in my harem. I'm so happy. We're never going to let you leave again. Somebody lock the cage doors. Orlok was accompanying Bishop Rosberg from the church, but Orlok was still living in Berlin like before.
We humbly welcome you, Bishop Rosberg. We are blessed with your presence today.
Sister Sophia smiled gently, then led Bishop Rosberg inside the church. This is like the best ending ever. I love it. Soon, Mass began. Bishop Rosberg was giving his greeting to the people in attendance.
My dear brothers and sisters, let us pray for a bright and blessed future.
I don't know what his voice is like anymore. Look, some characters I just don't remember. His calm voice resounded through the church, or every time I do them it's different because they're not as important. I can only remember so many. I gave my prayer in silence. So many things beyond my imagination happened this year. The town falling into chaos, the risk of losing those important to me. But now, the people have come together here to offer their prayers. Thank God.
I'll need to head out now, if you'll all excuse me.
After Mass was over, Bishop Rosberg said goodbye to the members of the congregation and turned to leave. Your Excellency, I'll go.
No, you stay here, Orlok.
Bishop Rosberg looked at Orlok with kind and gentle eyes.
Today is Christmas. You should spend time with those here.
Bishop Rosberg bowed, then continued out with the others from the church. Oh, look at his sweet face! Orlok saw them off. He looked a bit troubled at first, but soon broke into a happy smile. Bishop Rosberg's being such a good dad. Now that things were settled, it was time we enjoyed our Christmas dinner. Sister Sophia invited the Berlin Mafia as they helped bring peace back to the town. We had a whole table filled with a variety of dishes enjoyed during the holiday season. This is literally my man harem.
This is pretty lavish. I don't think I've ever had such a fine meal, even at our place.
It's amazing! All the sisters work so hard.
There was homemade cannelloni, fresh from the oven. They were filled with ricotta and spinach, perfect for winter. We had pasta al forno, made with white sauce and baked cheese. We even made our local specialty, deep-fried and salted cod, also known as frittelle di bacala? I don't know. Anyway.
Now let us offer our thanks to God for this wonderful day of blessings. If you could all please raise your glasses. A la salute.
Brindisi? Brindisi. Brindisi! We each took a sip of our wine and juice and began enjoying our Christmas dinner. It's like the best Christmas I've ever had. For the dolce, we prepared panettone with raisins and orange peel. We even had powdered pandoro as well. The Christmas tree's in the garden. The children did their best to decorate it, so why don't we all go and have a look? I made my suggestion, seeing that dessert was just about finished. That's cute. They put their Christmas tree outside. We decorated a living tree outside, and then we take it so the tree doesn't have to die. That's cute. I like that. It's my plant that I decorate. I've done that before. I also took a twig once from my friends when they had a tree. That's my tree, and I put ornaments on it. Literally my Charlie Brown Christmas tree. With dinner coming to an end, we all headed to the garden. We looked up at the tree adorned with apples and bells. Snow! Snow began to fall upon us from the gray clouds floating in the night sky. Oh my god! We get a CG with all our boyfriendos! Okay. I'm okay with this. I know we don't get as many with Henry, but it's okay. Look at this! Look at Yang's just like, fuck this. This is our man harem ending. I'm gonna die. I know it's not really, but shut up. Let me have my dreams, because this is the closest I've ever felt to one.
Snow. And no wonder it's so cold.
I'm sorry, but they really needed to put Oliver in this one too, and Leo. A thing like that, to have God's blessing of snow on a holy night. Blessing and freezing.
Way to kill the mood, Yang. Look at your twins. They're having the time of their lives.
Look at your twins. Like they're his kids. Learn to enjoy yourself like they do, Yang. I'm gonna die. And then I'll need to see how it's done. Why don't you run around with them, Felzone? Oh my god. I just need a video of them all running around and like lobbing snowballs at each other. I'm gonna cry. I can't laugh. I'm literally gonna cry. A new year is about to come. May everyone be blessed in the coming year. May all of us be happy. I prayed from the bottom of my heart. That is like literally perfect. I know it's already 2021 when you're watching this and while I'm recording this part, but like, that's like perfect. Seriously, after the fucking shit year we've all had in 2020, absolutely. May everyone be blessed in the coming year and may all of us be happy. Maybe 2021 will be like, go fuck yourself, 2020. We're going to be... The first couple of months are going to suck. It's going to be okay. Just like the first couple of months of 2020, we're like, everything is... Oh, it's not awesome. Oh, shit. So, we just got to wait it a little bit. And we'll be okay. The CG is the best. Except for... It's just a ghost of Henry in the background. Okay. I've never cried at a happy ending. And I didn't... Tears did not fall, but I swear to God, I fought him back a couple times. I'm not kidding. I tell you when it happens. I was not joking on the, oh my god, I can actually fucking cry. And actually, so we can't... No, you can't... I wonder if they actually show you... Like, if his face gets unblocked after you do his route. So there's no after story for that one. I don't think. Short story. No, because they're the only ones with short stories, too. Like... But... This is what's disappointing to me. So this will be a finish the game CG. These are going to be in Henry's romantic ending, and then that one will be probably in his 1926 prequel thingy. So, that's the only thing that sucks. He got like 4 fucking CGs. Give me a break. That doesn't count as 2, and that doesn't count as 4, and that doesn't count as 2. They count as fucking 1. It's just different versions. He got 4 fucking CGs. I'm so mad. But it's okay, because you know what? What does it mean, reset? I don't know why it would be that, because it's not like you know what I mean? It's not. Huh. Anyway, this is like, I'm serious. My heart is melting. It's like, I said it through the whole part. It's really like the man harem thing, because like the way everyone's looking at you and you're blushing with it, and it's a little flirt, but it's not like, oh my god, I'm absolutely in love with him. But you could like read into like I did, and maybe you're not supposed to, but I totally read into like, wow, Gil's so tall. I'm like, oh, you kind of love him, and he kind of loves you, and everybody's blushing at you, and everyone, this is literally the perfect fucking man harem ending. You didn't have to tell me, like, we're all together and in love. You didn't have to tell me that. I will infer that shit, and I'm fine with it. I have never felt this good about the non-romantic ending ever. Any game that has a, like, path that's like this, that's like the true ending, where you're not with anyone, is usually like, oh, okay, so true, I don't like that. I can't think of one where I've had a true ending, quote-unquote, that wasn't like, okay, the canon route, like, okay, Dante's the canon route, so you do him, and that's where you end, right? Every other game that's had a route kind of like this, where it's like you're on your own and it's not a specific character's route, has always been like, fuck you, I don't want this shit. Like, we're all miserable and alone and everybody's dead, or like, fucking Hakuoki, all my friends are dead, fuck you, it's the worst route ever, I'm still mad about it. Okay? Like, or a lot of games don't even have that. You know what I mean? You have your character routes and that's it. So this being the finale route and you do everything and everybody survived. Leo never died. I'm so happy. If this game ever fucking killed him, I don't think I'd be able to forgive it. I love him to death, okay? We protected him, game. I approve of you. And I know we're not done because we got to do the Henry romantic ending and then we got to do all the bad endings, which suck. But like, oh my god. This is why I love this game so much, okay? This is why I love this game so much, because it gave me my man harem. I know it's not supposed to be a man harem. I know that's not the point they were going. They're like, no, Spacey, dear, back it up. Shut up. It's my fucking man harem. You can't convince me otherwise. Everyone's still alive. Everyone's happy. Everyone's friends with each other. Everyone's even friends with Yang, for fuck's sake. We're all friends with Trash Bando, and fucking Shady McShaderson didn't actually try to kill me. I'm just saying. This is the most wholesome it could possibly be. I know. Henry died, but you know what's even funnier? It's like she never thought about him after. I think that's the only thing about this route that now I could complain about. Because honestly, just doing this, I was like, everything is great. I know Henry's dead. But you know what? Wait, that begs that point. She thought about him before they went to the casino. She never actually put the pieces together. Are we supposed to just assume? Because, again, I feel like is a cop-out. If she is supposed to, at the very end, know that Henry was Raiten was... I know we know Raiten and Dia de Torre are the same person, okay? But if she's supposed to know that Henry and Raiten are the same person, they should have fucking told you that at some point. Chapter H, I'm like, oh my god, and given you that little bit. Because then to me, that would be like, well, then you rushed the last couple of chapters where you could have explained that she figures out that... You know, because Nicola could have been like, oh, I knew he was around in town because I saw him and he keeps coming to the church. And then she'd be like, wait, what? And he'd be like, yeah, I've seen you talking to him. And she'd be like, wait, no, that's Henry. And he'd be like, no, Henry's right. And then she would have, and then it would have made more sense. It would have taken 5 minutes. You know, the fact that they didn't put that in makes me think that she had no clue. Right? So... she kind of sees Henry and maybe she's got feeling, oh, he's really nice and sweet. This Henry, you're suffering. And then she just never sees Henry again and is like, oh. And then just forgets about him. Like, forgets that he exists. I mean, I know at some point when people leave your life, you just, like, you're not going to bring it up. But for an Otome game, for a character that they're leading you into, like, trying to fall in love with, right? Where you're going to have a route with him. She doesn't think at all, like, oh, it's too bad that Henry disappeared and I never saw him again. They leave it as almost like you're supposed to think that she knew that Henry was Dia de Torre, but there was no point where those pieces came together for her. Like, you had the piece of Henry and you had Dia de Torre, and you... only 2 pieces of the puzzle, but she never put them together. And that, to me, is like a fail on the writers for this game. I think that's the one thing I would say... is if that was their intent, that's what they want you to know. Like, oh, she knew that Dia de Torre and Henry were the same person. They should have put those pieces together for you. Because I'm just having to make that assumption, but they didn't write that in. And that's weak. So that's my only negative. But again, I'm putting a negative on a game that I don't know is what they meant to do. Maybe they meant it that she's no freaking clue. You know, Nicola's the only one who would recognize him if she drew a sketch. This is my guy, Henry. I miss him. And he's like, oh, that's right. And he's totally fucking dead because, you know, Dia de Torre. And she's like, oh. But the fact that she never had that reveal. So it's like, why? I'm confused as to why they didn't put those pieces together for her. Or at least show us that she put those pieces together. Like, one way or the other. Like, It's either A, she has no fucking clue that Henry and Diodore were the same person. So if that's the case, why doesn't she ever think about him after the fact? Like, oh, and then Henry never came back around. It's just, the game just pretends like Henry never fucking existed in her world. I mean, throughout the game, up until the end, it was like, oh, Henry, and I worry about him, and she thinks about him. And then you just forgot that he existed? Do you have mild amnesia? That's weird. Like, I mean, every game somebody's got amnesia, so it makes sense, I guess. But like, or B, if she knew that Henry was Raiten, was Diodore, why did they never explicitly show that to us? Because I feel like that's a cheap, lazy cop-out where they could have taken 5 minutes. That's lazy writing. And don't complain about the writing at all in this game. I love this game, but you could have taken 5 minutes to show us that she connected those pieces. It wouldn't have taken that long. Couple of lines between her and Nicola, and then like whatever. You know what I mean? Like, so that's a scene that they lacked. Which would have made more sense than like, she knew that, and then like her and Nicola had the conversation after they left the factory, like, oh, blah, 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 Raiten is Henry. Wait, oh, what? Oh! And then she's thinking about him and like he's suffering. When she made that comment, it made it sound like she knew who he was, but we had never been told that she knew. And then when she's there, and then, you know what I mean? Like, so that's, I think, that's the little loophole that's kind of a fail in this, is like, she never thinks of Henry again, or like, she knew Henry was Diodore, but you never told us? Like, either way, it's a hole that you left open that you could have easily tied the knot on that, right? But you didn't. So, I think that's the only complaint I would have, is because, well, I don't know which way it's supposed to go. I mean, I guess you could say she didn't know that Henry and Diodore were the same person. So at some point, oh, Henry just never came back. And she's like, oh, that's too bad. And then just moved on with her life, which is what she would have done. But they, again, could have put a line in there like, unfortunately, I wanted to help Henry, but he never showed up again. And then they at least tell you explicitly she never had any idea that Henry and Diodore were the same person. And maybe we're going to find out the answer when we go down Henry's route, where then all of a sudden she'll put the pieces together and it's like, okay, in the this finale, she didn't know. But like, if you just play just this route, you have no clue and it's weird. So, anyway, that's my long ad. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. But yeah, no, this is the closest we've ever gotten to like a man harem ending, and I absolutely fucking love it. Everybody's alive. Everybody's friends. We're all happy. I could cry. I love this game so fucking much. I especially love it because they never killed Leo. I thought Gil's route was going to be the best ending because it was like, look, everyone's alive, except for like Nicola might be dead. Well, you never showed me his body and I'm still in denial, but you know what? Fine, game. You want to tell me you killed him? Whatever. I don't believe you because I never saw his body. But then again, if they had him trapped in the casino, he definitely died there. But you never showed me his body. But now you did this, and it's like, I forgive you. Whatever, I forgive you. Forget nothing else ever. This is it. This is our ending. This is the true. Everyone's happy. Luca didn't fucking die. Orlok and his death. Like Rosberg didn't try to kill. Everyone is fucking great in this. Even Marco. Marco's like, yeah, I mean, like, I don't like the mafia, but okay. Like. This is like the kumbaya, everybody's fucking best friends ending. I love it so goddamn much. You didn't think that this was going to be the light, fluffy ending, but it totally is. This whole route was light and fluffy. Like, oh, sure, there was some violence and shit and, like, whatever, but... And I know I should be more upset about this because, like, no, dude, I thought I died! But, like, I love you. You're my goddamn Phantom of the Casino, and you literally are probably my favorite character because you were just... But, like... The game didn't give him too much into it, so I can't really be mad that they killed him. This is like 98% perfect. 100% would be like, they talk him down, and then we get Henry some therapy, and then he's with us, and everybody forgives him, and it's okay. It's alright, and everybody's friends with him. That would have been the 100, but 98 is fucking fine. It's fucking amazing. I love this, and in my little fantasy world, that 100% is what happened. We just got Henry some motherfucking help, okay? Or like, yeah. Yeah, that makes more sense. I was gonna say, or like Nicola never saw him as Wrighton, so Nicola has no idea, but Nicola would have recognized him anyway. So, okay. We got him help. He's now Henry. We got him fucking help. He understands that his sister, like, died. It was an accident. She went a little fucking crazy. And his sister's mental problems are not the fault of the mafia. But we got him help. He sees a therapist. He's working through it, and we're all gonna live happily ever after. Okay, there you go. That's my 100%. You couldn't have a perfect ending, right? But this is as perfect as it gets, and I can't be happier. I'm gonna cry. This is the best thing ever. So anyway, now that I just spent like 30 minutes talking about this ending and we've been staring at the CG, I'm gonna leave this here, and when we come back in the next part, we'll start, maybe finish? I don't know, I doubt it. Well, we'll see. We've got 2 chapters. We got to start at chapter 8, I think, for Henry's romantic ending and then his after story. So I would estimate at least 2 parts for that. But so anyway, we'll start that. So I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.